I don't make this video to break news to you or even to really give you my take. I make this video so we can pray for Kevin Durant. Grant Kevin Durant the serenity, the wisdom to deal with being surrounded by clowns. He looks to the left, there's a clown. He looks to the right, there's a clown. KD, you made your bed. Now you're going to have to lie in it. Nah, man, I really do. That was the first thing that came to my mind when the news broke was, man, I feel bad for KD. I really do. He looks like he's going to have an MVP campaign. But, you know, we all have to live with our decisions. And I don't think that he is someone that just sat by and these things happened around him. I think Kevin Durant had a say in what's happened here and what that roster looks like now. As far as the trade logistics go, my first thing that came to my mind was how much better is James Harden than Caris LeVert in that role, right? Like, hear what I'm saying here. I know everybody loves to jump to conclusions and say, oh, I don't know. What are you talking about? Look, you give James Harden the ball and you give him the keys to the offense and he's James Harden. He gets in shape and okay, we know what he can do. But now when you put him as the second, sometimes third option in an offense, how much better at this point is he than Caris LeVert in that role? That's the first thing that came to my mind. The second thing was, boy, Houston didn't get much, did they? Houston didn't get much. I think I probably would have rather had LeVert than Oladipo at this point. I know Oladipo's looked all right. He just load managed last night, right? But yeah, I don't know. They didn't seem to get much. James Harden, what he said after the game last night, he really forced their hand. I think enough was enough. That was the tipping point, and so therefore they had to settle rather than hold out. I understand that. From a team morale perspective, it's unfortunate because they didn't get much. Cleveland jumps in and gets Jared Allen. I guess Cleveland is like loading up here for their finals matchup against the Lakers, right? How many bigs can you have in Cleveland? No, I think what Cleveland is doing is saying, yeah, Andre Drummond, we love that you get a lot of steals and rebounds, but thanks, no thanks, right? I think that was a move for the future, and so they don't have to bring Drummond back now. A nice little sneaky move from them. But yeah, man, I don't understand it. I don't think this is going to go well at all for the Brooklyn Nets. I feel bad for Durant. I feel bad for Steve Nash. I really do. On paper, look at this lineup, the big three. You're getting diminishing returns with James Harden, and it's a unique situation because Harden is so, we know who he is, and we know where he'll thrive. Now, is he going to all of a sudden become a different player? I know people will probably say, well, look how he played in Oklahoma City. He's going to revert to that ways. That's long gone, right? And, you know, so I'm sitting here stumped like I just don't understand the move, and then it dawned on me that I think that this is just the first move for the Brooklyn Nets. And I think what this signals is now they can move off Kyrie Irving. You say, well, maybe why didn't they just trade Kyrie for Harden? Well, maybe Houston didn't want Kyrie. Maybe Houston was afraid Kyrie wouldn't even show up in Houston. It's not a very cultured city, right? Houston doesn't seem like a place Kyrie would want to spend a lot of time in. Put it to you like that, right? But I think that's what ultimately is the bigger writing on the wall with this move. We already know the grumblings of what Kyrie Irving has been doing and not doing, and they don't even know where he's at. They're displeased with him. It took less than a month. The honeymoon is over, right? And so now we all know that KD and Kyrie have been attached at the hip, and it was a joint thing when they came there. KD is no dummy. He sees what's happening here. He's got to be concerned, and now you bring in his other boy, and all of a sudden, it makes it much easier to dispose of Kyrie Irving. Dispose, I know he's salty off that one, right? These talking head parrots, we don't know. Anyway, you know what I'm saying, right? And maybe Kyrie will get rid of himself. Maybe he just won't play basketball, and that's what they know. Because three of them, I just don't see it. You know, Jared Allen, I think, was their best rim protector. DeAndre Jordan doesn't protect the rim anymore. And again, how much better is Harden in LeVert's role? Not as clear out and let Harden do Harden things. I just don't know how much that's going to work. And I think that Kyrie is on his way out. That is my first take on this deal. Is there anything else to consider from the Houston side? I don't want to leave my guy Seth out, Rockets fan, longtime patron supporter. So you've got Wall, you've got Oladipo, Christian Woods, DeMarcus Cousins, Eric Gordon. There is the frameworks for a competitive team considering how well Wall has looked. Oladipo, Wall is a very similar Beal-Wall dynamic, right? Ironically, it seems like a very similar pairing. We'll see if they can both stay healthy. I think at some point here, headed into the All-Star break, the Rockets, I think they're going to make a go at it here. It's still early on, but if they can't make a push and be competitive, then you're going to see the vultures start circling for PJ Tucker, Eric Gordon, right? And that will be, I think, all the contenders are going to be calling the Rockets to try to get those nice pieces. But boy, man, it's going to be must-see TV to say the least. But watch. I don't think Kyrie is a part of this. I don't think this is a big three. I think this is a James Harden, Kevin Durant pairing moving forward. We'll see. I'm out, y'all.